There we go. Howdy do, everybody. Wait, let me get my stuff together here. I'm never prepared. Hope everybody's okay out there. With the Earth trying to kill us with the monkeypox and the COVID and the Confederate people and the crazy ones. Like we'll be all right though. Band together.
And
Just
the
don't
dark
stand too close. That's all.
and the dark MAGA.
Yes. Thanks to Becca, to Lori, to Adrian for joining me. Jen Lynn is 20,000 leagues under the sea somewhere. She's vacationing, but she's in Sedona, to be accurate. But today, we do have some very interesting topics, but we shall start with house cleaning, as Alexa says, but housekeeping. Becca, do you have any at all?
No.
Okay. They sound like me.
It cracks me up every time.
Lori, do you have anything?
Well, I did a video today on Danny Shea, Bathrobe Tarot's channel, and then we did study class, and now I'm here with you, and I'll be here for your birthday celebration Tuesday night. Those are my big plans for Tuesday.
Red Lentil Healing, what do you have coming up, man?
Tuesday, your birthday stream. Happy early birthday. Friday with friends. I believe we will be on Sienna Rose's channel, right? Yes.
My channel.
No, your channel?
Yeah, because we just did Tony. Right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We'll be live on your channel. I have a surprise that I'm recording after our Fridays with friends that I will post next week for everyone. It may have something to do with a haunted insane asylum. That's all I'm going to give away.
What?
Fun times.
Monday, Memorial Day. That's that holiday that's coming up. Gemini and Cancer horoscopes on my channel at 7 p.m. And in the meantime, if you want to buy products or book a reading, go to redlentilhealing.com. Becca, there she goes.
In the chat, where are the horns?
I have nothing other than what everybody else just said. I have Tuesday for the birthday stream that starts at 7 p.m. right here.
Eastern.
Friday, 7:30 will be here as well for our Friday stream, and Sunday will be on Jen Lynn's channel. Also, the tarot class starts August the 5th. So if you want to reserve a spot, just email me saying I would like to reserve a spot. Don't pay me anything.
I'd like to reserve a spot.
Don't pay me anything because, like I said, there's a lot of time between here and there, and life might throw a curveball, and we might have to push around or push back or something like that. So it's 7 weeks. It's $100. Basic tarot, no astrology, no numerology, no elements, no cabal tree of life, none of that. Just basic meaning and association. That's all we're going to learn. Okay. Jesus Christian. Where to start? Let's start with Cawthorn, if we could.
Yeah, that girl.
Madison Cawthorn has lost his election rebid for his seat, or however you want to call it. What is his future right now? What is he going to do next? What's his outlook? If you were giving him a personal reading, you'd say, hey, Kinko's is hiring or what? What would you say? They're equal opportunity employer. Yeah.
He can join Lena Scotty from marketing.
Yes, he's out of a job too, I heard.
Yeah.
He lost bad too.
Mm-hmm.
The call came from inside the house, though.
Yeah.
Becca, I meant to tell you that Grand Tableau you did was great, and I got so taken with that book. I was like, that was such a cool book. Thanks for sharing that. I forgot to say that.
You might have to repeat it. She had you on mute.
Oh, I really liked the grand tableau that you did,
Oh,
and the introduction to that book. The interactive book, yeah, that omnis something or other.
This one?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
I'm shuffling, Lori, so I don't get like distracted. I mute myself and everybody. So sorry.
Adrian, what you get?
I wish I had better news for him. It's not telling me what he's going to do next. It's just telling me, well, actually, it's not giving me like a job per se, because he does not have a job. There's nothing. Here's the thing. It actually starts off with 3 of Cups. This is the best thing that could have happened for him, though, because regardless, his challenge is the 10 of Cups. That's my Republican card. Whether it was the North Carolina Democrats or the National Republican Party Democrats, they were going to come for him. He made this, almost kind of saved him, is what I'm getting, because it was not going to be good. Here's the thing, though: Page of Wands, Page of Swords, and the crown and the base. Your slick talking, your big mouth, all of that is what got you in the position that you're in. And you really are not happy right now. But you have nobody to blame but yourself. You're dissatisfied with the 4 of Cups. There's going to be more things that are going to be illuminated in the environment for him. And he's going to have to pay with the Justice card and the emotions. And I hate it for him. Read with this as you will. He's going to try to hold. There's a lot of 4s. I swear this whole reading is all 4s. 4 cups, 4 pentacles, 4 swords. He's going to try to hold on to whatever civility, whatever life he has left. But this could either be he's going to have to retreat completely, or this could actually be like maybe a little jail time. I don't think he's going to have it. There's no career. If I were him, I'd get real comfortable with some. Because there's no coming back right now. There's more that's going to come out, because this is what's in the environment, is the sun. And he is, and justice is underneath that. So good. You probably shouldn't talk about the sex parties.
Don't tell all my business.
Tell everybody business. Tell your own, not everybody else's.
Lori, what you get?
He's mad. He's really upset. He really wanted to hold on to a spot, and he's going to forge forward, and he's like this dark MAGA thing, whatever. He isn't thinking. His approach doesn't work. It's too bad, because he could have done there's a lot of things he can choose from. The world really is his oyster. He can do many, many, many other things, but he is focused on revenge. So he's going to spy. He's going to be a leaker. He feels like they leaked on him, and he's going to leak on them. And he can't change his perception. He's stuck in this.
So basically, he's going to be a professional snitch going forward.
Because why not? What you got to lose now? You lost everything. Okay, Becca, what you get?
Podcasts, talk shows. But even those go bad. It's like, I don't know. But he is going to be talking, and I'm wondering also if he by chance goes to committee, maybe. And that's like maybe the last you'll see of him. I don't know, but it's like he's ruined, really. So.
Thank you, super truthful. So I start. Wait, okay, I did it right. I start with the Death card and the 4 of Cups. The change he can't do anything about. This is just, it is what it is. Suck it up, move on. That's why he conceded instead of, crying foul, the voter fraud, blah, 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 because he is a Trumper. So that's their MO. But with the Eight of Swords and the Ace of Wands, he is kind of limited. Well, not even kind of. He is extremely limited. And the Eight of Swords, though, does attempt to remind a person, at least in your reading, it will. You can still not be conscious of it. But in your reading, you're not powerless. You think you are. And so with the Ace of Wands, he does have things he can do. There are some options, but I don't think he is in a mature enough mindset to realize his options. I think all he does is react. And thank you, Scooban. And so when you lost your seat, the first thing you did was cry MAGA, dark MAGA, and all this type of it. So it's like, that's not the next step you should have taken. The next step you should have taken was like, okay, actually back up. When you made your gaffe and told all their business, the next step you should have taken was try to grovel and kiss all the behinds you possibly could, and maybe attend one of them parties or something. Because if you're trying to be down with that game and you're trying to be on this Republican hierarchy, that's how they got there. And so if you think that that goes against who you are, then do the right thing. But anyway, there's your happy family, King of Cups, Queen of Cups. He's going to go somewhere that's a little more religious based, or maybe religious extremist based. They got the Five of Swords.
Do you think maybe he'll go work for like his mom and dad? Maybe?
I mean, it could be like you said. He could do a podcast. It's just they are, because when he did the little podcast telling all the people's business, it looked religious based to me. I don't know what it was because I of course didn't watch it, didn't listen to it. But that's the thing that he was offended by as a Christian, that you would ask me to come to the blow and by blow party, you know. So I think he's going to go religious after this. But what I do want to know, since he is out, will there be any more videos and photos and things coming out about him and his
You know what I can't unsee?
or anybody, not just
Him doing the careless whisper with his cousin in that bed.
yeah.
You're muted, Lori.
I'm glad I never saw that.
Oh,
Yeah, you are. Don't.
I haven't been able to. It's what nightmares are made of.
It burns your eyes.
It leaves you with a lot of questions.
I had an inappropriate question too. Like, you awful active for a person in a wheelchair. That's all. You're doing way too much.
That was a good wind up soldier boy that he did.
I mean, you could have. I mean, at least be a spokesman. That way, you could be some encouragement to people who are in wheelchairs and feel like they can't do things and go places and all these type of things. So you could have used that for good, but you never did.
I get yes, he is Two of Cups, Judgment, and the Five of Wands, bickering, fighting. He's going to tell, he's going to run, he's going to be loose lips. And there's stuff particularly too that he was told to hold close to the chest with the Four of Swords, stuff that he was supposed to lie down, let lying dogs lie, don't say it. It's about work too. And there's more to come with the Seven of Pentacles. This is just the beginning.
Ooh-wee. Harvest ain't even here yet.
Yep, it's just the beginning.
Oh, gracious. Okay.
Tale.
Lori, what you get?
He's in for a world of pain. It's really bad. It's really bad. And, you know, we don't wish anyone ill will, but I wonder, you know, he is not going to be feeling good. And there is something else coming out. And that's where I think, didn't you get this card, Adrian, that he may have some problems and face some legal stuff? So, and some judgment.
I get a yes. Maybe have something to do with an affair. But yeah.
Yes, the Fool and the Ten of Cups. This kind of like Adrian, Seven of Pentacles. This is beginning for whatever reason. I mean, he's out, so you would think the agenda against him would be over, but the Ace of Wands, a new action brings the Tower, so there's more revelations, there's more hardship. The Tower also is that sort of destruction of ego and hubris as well, because as I said, it's the Tower of Babel. God knocked you down because what are you doing up here? All you had to do was ask me. You didn't have to sneak in the back way. So it's King of Pentacles, Page of Cups. There might be some surprising information about a man. And I'll just leave it at that. To jump out of him and then back into him for one question, but this kind of ties in the organization or group of people that targeted Cawthorn are now moving on to Bobert, they said. And so and it was supposed to be financial in nature, not so as salacious as him sleeping with his cousin. What kind of information can we expect, and will it have any impact on her reelection? However you want to word that.
Yeah. Sorry, I should laugh. Your time is up, boo. Wheel of Fortune and the Bird and the Ten of Wands. It's money. It's financial. Queen of Pentacles, and like you said, Johnny. So they're definitely going to find financial information. Seven of Wands is going to have to leave her defending, coming up with a strategy how to move forward. If I were to advise her, I would tell her with the King of Cups and Temperance, please do not react. Basically, don't be you, Lauren. Don't be you. Don't flip off at the mouth. Don't do whatever, because what they have against you with the Knight of Swords and King of Pentacles cannot be contested. It is going to be pretty ironclad, is what I'm getting, and it's going to leave you. It's jig is up, boo boo kitty. So, yeah. It's got money.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get the Knight of Pentacles? You said
Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, Temperance, King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Ten of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Or no Knight of Pentacles.
What'd you get, Lori?
I get the same thing Adrian's got. It's too much. She's getting buried. It comes quickly. It comes fast and quickly. There's a real estate deal, something, maybe the restaurant, her home, something with real estate, some papers, money.
Both of those.
Yep, and she could be facing even some jail time.
Hated for her, but not really.
Did she take PPE money?
Because she has that restaurant took a whole bunch of things. Thank you, Margaret.
Okay, so yeah, this is my real estate card. Because you're really building your pentacles. Well, I don't need to explain that. Sorry.
And thank you, Debbie, too. I missed one. Sorry. Yeah, and her restaurant, their address is living there, and for tax purposes. And so, yes, she's got a bunch of things with her real estate and her business that are sort of getting her into trouble right now.
Her business, entrepreneurship here, widespread problems with it. So I would anticipate anything related to her business. Will it impact her for the election? I would say yes, it's financial in nature for the elections. So I would say yes. Like multiple sources of financing, what she's done with the financing, her access to the financing, but it affects her for the elections. So
I'll try not to go through. I mean, did a whole spread. Justice, first card, it blew out, so I kept it. And the Four of Swords, which I clarify with the Ace of Pentacles, she's hiding money. There, she's sitting on it, or it's disguised as something else. It's in the coffin and not on the coffin type thing. So it's put in somewhere. That's kind of her small saving grace. Her word of solace is the High Priestess. So it's harder to find, but not impossible to find. So it's just going to take a little time. Her fear is her job or her business or something, wherever she works, not just her seat, because she is fearful for her seat, but for her being found out, because in her environment, Ace of Wands, there's a new action against her, and there's some illumination too. There also might be some illumination upon charity. I don't know if she has a charity or if she is doing a Trump thing to where she's getting money from a charity. But it's disguised as something else, like we're going to give to the veterans of blah, 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 and it just goes into her. Because she also has some deals that she made that is where that justice is going to come in. And so now, keep in mind, let's not try to get the blood in the water. All these type of things take time, and she's probably not going to jail, but we shall see. So back into Cawthorn.
If I may, Johnny, though, I have to go for the record between Bobert and the other dumbass over there, Monistat. I'll take Bobert all day, every day, because Monistat is just, she's just.
I say put both of their heads in a bucket and see if they can breathe. That's what
I don't know. That's a tough one. I see where you're going, but
at least Bobert knew not to talk to the white nationalist.
Yeah,
good point. Yeah.
At the same time, she's a troll, but she's immature. You know, she's yelling with the wrong way.
Monistat is just cruel for the sake of. Who goes and hackles a child that just survived a mass shooting? Like, that's just wrong, you know?
Somebody who has who feel like she can do that, because that child didn't have a mama that kicked her ass after she did that. That's Don't chase. My child just survived a shooting, and you're chasing him down the street, harassing him. And you're an elected official. It's not like you're some Jimbo from the John Deere store. No.
First of all, don't chase my child.
Period. That's just.
I mean, really.
Okay. Okay. Back to Cawthorn. Cawthorn, what is dark MAGA? What is that? What is dark MAGA? Because they said it's time to invoke the dark MAGA. They need to arise, take the country back, and all this type of business. That whole speech. So what is dark MAGA?
You say the quiet part out loud.
Yes. Or against you. Lauren's new magazine is Hose and Ammo. That was amazing.
And Shooters is the name of a restaurant, and then the name of the town is like Rifle or something.
Rifle.
Or something. I call her Rootin' Tootin'. Rootin' Tootin' Bobert.
Whoever want to go, you go. To gather myself.
Adrian, what you get?
I'm still pulling.
Oh,
finished.
All right. Well, I knew this was. Can I go?
You a redhead.
I knew this was going to happen. My first card is my Putin card. So it's the people who took the Russian oligarch money. And he's going to shine the light. He is going to shine it. He's going to shine it. And he's hurt. He's feeling emotional. And he's going to spill it fast.
Yeah.
And I thought, sure, I'd get the cocaine card, but I don't see it here. But he feels like he's so hurt and he's just gonna let it fly.
It's a community, devil, evil, gross, nasty people who've manipulated magician and who are out to win it and by any means necessary with the 5 of Swords. I think it is like Lori's saying, it's more of like, it's not lay people. It's somebody higher. It's higher up. It is like our, am I allowed to say it? It's our congressman.
Yeah, replacement theory and all these type. Yeah, that's dog whistle, but he wasn't supposed to say it out loud. But you know,
Here's the thing, though. I don't know if this is good or bad. The challenge, though, is the 8 of Cups. They may disband. They may call them something different, or they may something because he's going to bring a lot of attention to it. There's also, but be careful though, because with the Knight of Cups too, it's going to be a false prophecy. So if they're like, oh, it doesn't exist, or he said it's the congressman, but really it's the underground people. It's just know that you're being lied to. It's all a lie. Ace of Cups and Ace of Swords. The truth is don't let your emotions fool you from the truth.
okay, Becca, what you get?
What's dark MAGA? The oppressive, suppressive, loyalist, dogmatic people. And then there's something here about gift giving as well. So it's like an oppressive, it's not a friend. Someone maybe who has ideologies that are very oppressive and dogmatic, but they gift as well. So I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's Russia or Congress people or I don't know.
Do they give gifts back or do they receive them?
They give.
They give.
Mm-hmm.
There's a deal made. So there's 2 sides coming together. These are people of 2 different walks of life. So there is also an international aspect to it too, and a dogma. Let's defend the Constitution, defend the country. You know, the people who think they're more patriotic than the rest of us, but are still spending our tax money at the same time. So there's that, but it is also the child with behavioral issues and the bullies. So you get the people in positions of advantage, positions of power, and the ugliness of those who have no discernment, who have no deductive reasoning skills, who are prone to believe Fox News chatter, that type of thing. So those 2 combinations together are what's sort of creating the dark MAGA. Because they all want, anyway, just, okay. We're shifting from one gross thing to another. Monkeypox. Is it going to get worse in the U.S.?
What?
Yes. Monkeypox is here now. It's from Africa. It's virus or whatever it is, but it's like smallpox. It's a cousin of smallpox, except your lymph nodes swell. That's the only real difference, or the way you tell you have that or the other thing.
The lesions are bigger too.
Yeah. And it can go everywhere, but it sort of starts here and in your mouth and on your face. And so it has a case or a couple cases or a few cases. We're not sure how many just yet because no real numbers have been sent out. But Biden has come out and said he's not doing the Trump thing to where it doesn't exist until 9 months later. He's telling us now that, yes, be worried about it, but it is something that is contracted through close contact. So you need to be somewhat face-to-face with the person. So it is airborne, but it's not airborne as in I'm going to cough and shoot it across the room. You do need to be closer than that. But there's no thing to treat it, but it is something to keep it from getting worse. That's pretty much the thing they have right now. And it's not like an instant fatal thing like a Ebola or something like that. But Will it get worse? Because there are cases in the U.S. and I won't ask if it'll spread everywhere because it will, because airplanes go everywhere. So just like we got COVID here when it started somewhere else. So as long as a person's on the plane, they'll bring you germs. I said if people don't share nothing else, they will share germs. So will it get worse though?
I don't know. I'm not getting a definitive answer. I'm getting like a global picture. It's going to be here for a hot minute, and it's going to be global instead of the completion card for the world. For me, this is actually showing me the world for Pentacles holding on. For it's going to be here for a hot New York minute, guys. So get used to hearing it in the news. We do have, because of COVID though, the world is more, how do I put this? Everybody's just more attuned to a pandemic now. They're more attuned to, oh Lord, this can happen again. It can spread. So there's going to be some things that we're going to try to, we're going to try to do to quench it. But I don't know how it's going to play out in the United States. We don't know yet. There's something that hasn't come uncovered yet. I get it burdened, but I think it's more because we're worried about it. We're fatigued with COVID. We're fatigued with baby formula shortages and all this other stuff. So it feels a little bit more doom and gloom than it really is. But I think though, again, like I said earlier, COVID taught the world to take things more seriously, not maybe us in the US. Okay, across the US, we're a little slow to catch that message. But I think we'll be able to kind of temper it so it's not as bad as it could be. We'll put it that way. So US, I'm not exactly sure. I'm seeing more of it. How the global, yes, incubation period. I was going to say, because I was going to mention clothing. It can be surfaces, but the boils have to be like gross and kind of icky on the surface, like chicken pox.
Mm-hmm.
Just think chicken pox.
Hey, Lori, what you get? Oh, you're muted.
I got something very similar to what Adrian got, and anywhere where it's really hot. I thought it was funny when she said hot minute, because I got all of the hot sun empress cards, but mostly younger people. Like, and isn't there something about if you were inoculated with the smallpox vaccine that you're not as likely to get it? Don't we have
that was the latest I heard too.
Okay. So I do think it will spread. But I'm not getting the Tower or, any of the other really bad cards. I think what Adrian got is what I got, that we're going to get a grip on it.
Becca, what'd you get?
So basically what you're saying is anti-vaxxers are screwed.
From everything.
I get a no, because there's distance here for contact. So you need to keep your distance. Also here with the scythe, vaccines. So people that are vaccinated, keep your distance. And then there's the contract. So I would say no. I don't think it's going to turn into like a pandemic or anything like that here in the US. So
because Ebola didn't either, and that was another fear.
COVID Ebola was nasty though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's different because Ebola kills a person quickly, or maybe too quickly to continue to spread. Smallpox is of course different, but I also get a no. I get Magician and Ten of Swords, Hangman and Two of Swords. There's something to where it's not the smart virus, to where it lives and keeps a person alive long enough or hides its symptoms enough to where you can spread it to enough people without noticing it. It's not the scratchy throat, I just got a scratchy throat, let me, drink some tea. Meanwhile, you got something else that you just passed to 10 other people who also didn't know and you didn't know, and blah, blah, blah. So it's not necessarily the smart virus to where it hides its symptoms long enough for you to make a devastating impact. Not to say that the cases are not going to go up. It's just not going to be as horrible as the panic in us may think it is. So.
I hate to say this is going to sound ugly, but also with this, I think the blessing is the actual disease itself, how it looks.
Yeah.
This isn't COVID where you can't look at somebody unless they're hacking and sneezing and snuffling that you're going to automatically know, oh, it could be allergies, it's COVID. No, you're going to know. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to want to go out of the house. Mm-hmm. You're going to look rough and you're going to feel rough. So that could be the blessing within it. I hate to say it.
Thank you, Desiree. But it's, to where COVID, you don't know until you test positive. You may feel bad, or you may cold flu still exists, so you don't really know. But things with like the monkeypox and chickenpox and shingles, that stuff pops up on your skin, shows everybody. Yeah. Oh, this is what I got. Shows you, this is what I got. Thank you, Desiree. If I didn't say that, I don't know. I talk too much. Okay. From monkeypox to the monkey's arse, can we go to Elon Musk says he is going to vote Republican because he is fighting against woke culture. Is he eventually going to get into politics, as in himself running for some sort of office? Okay, got my answer already.
May I say something?
Absolutely.
Because I just want, somebody made a comment. I think one of our live streams we did, we were talking about Elon Musk. I just need everybody to understand, we're not picking on him because he's neurodivergent. His neurodivergence has nothing to do with the fact that he's a horse's ass. These are two separate. So please do not, you're reaching really deeply if you're thinking that we're talking about Elon Musk because he's neurodivergent. Like, this is not neurodivergent versus neurotypical. Please get off that. Go take that, spin it around, sit on it, and spin around again. If that's how you think we're handling this, we're talking about him because he is a racist billionaire who says horribly insightful things to incite other people, who also runs a very trash company that he, again, has nothing to do with him being neurodivergent. He's just a horse's ass.
Thank you.
I was just talking to Peanut about this the other day because he was watching a show about Elon Musk, some documentary, and I was like, "Why are you watching this trash?" He's like, "He's such a smart." I was like, and I started listing off all the stuff he's done. He's like, turned off the TV. I was like, "Thank you," because I don't understand all these shows about him. They make him sound like this genius. He's not. He's a crap. He's a crap human being. All he did was have money and fund these people. He didn't genius this stuff out of his head.
And he comes from crappy people. His father was a huge anti-apartheid or apartheid government person in South Africa. When they abolished all the apartheid rules, they were coming for his family. So they just used they didn't want to live around Black Africans. So they used his mother's Canadian citizenship to move to Canada so they didn't have to live around Black people.
Yeah, no, he's trash. He is such trash. Like, take your ass back to South Africa, Elon.
And they don't want you. They don't like you. They don't want you. That's why they kicked your whole family asses out years ago anyway. I'm done. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest. I've been holding that in for weeks.
Therapeutic.
Much better.
The rant zone. This is where we live from here.
That's why I got my horns. Adrian, you need some of these too, sweetheart.
I do.
Thank you, Catherine.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I get if he does, it would be out of his own ambitions and ego and his narcissism. There's, trustworthy, there's his ambitions, and there's his narcissism. So that's looking like a yes because of this, but it's almost like, well, when you get there and you realize you got less than 1% of the vote because the idiots you're pandering to can't afford your cars, so.
And that's the cars that aren't
That are made in China, by the way. That are
self-driving cars that are killing people.
Yeah, because one man just got trapped in his the other day and caught fire.
Allegedly. Lori, what you get?
I don't know if he's going to get into politics himself or be behind a candidate. I think he might promote someone else, but he does have contacts, a lot of contacts with the oligarchs as well. So he makes that circuit as well. He is so stupid because I know Democrats that have purchased Teslas and they're not real thrilled right at this moment. So he should have been quiet. He could have made a lot more money.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm just thinking that he might back someone else. That's what
Adrian, what you get?
It's already getting a lot of offers. There are a lot of people whispering, "Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear." With the 7 of Pentacles, I mean, God dog it, that's not a pentacle. That is a cup, for crying out loud. The 3 of Pentacles, he's already, like Lori said, either funding someone, or with the 6 of Pentacles at the base, there are people already padding his pockets so he could run. There is a yes, though. He is either going to run or he's going to back somebody else. So yeah, he will get into politics some way, somehow. I hate to break this to you guys, because the Empress is in the past. He already is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason he's buying. There you go. There's a reason he's buying Twitter. And then saying he's not. And then he is. And then he's not.
So I asked, this flew out, so that's a no. 5 of Cups. Is he going to get into politics? No. The decision is not really there. But he is going to get behind someone. 2 of Cups. He is going to support someone. Probably some destructive man here. So he may have intimated that he would restore Donald Trump's Twitter account. And then said, oh, no. And then said, oh, yes. And so I think he will be another one. There so he's another one. So still on him. I won't ask if the story is true or false because it's not. No one's suing him per se or right now. But he has a story out that he harassed a flight attendant on his private jet, and he was getting a massage from this person and asked her to do extra services. And if she did, he would buy her a horse. Now, the horse part comes in because he knows she likes horses. I did say, I'm like, what?
Well, wasn't there also like $250,000 involved?
$350,000 settlement or $250,000.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's just when you put it all together, and I was like, wait, you're gonna buy me a horse?
Lori's making me have a hot
A horse?
A horse, yes. Not, I'm gonna give you $1 million. I'll buy you a horse if you do these extras.
Meanwhile, isn't he married?
He was at the time.
He's divorcing right now.
So, because she likes horses, and he knows she likes horses because she rides a horse every weekend or something like that.
Actually, that was the worst innuendo, double entendre, sexual joke that he tried to crack that just failed.
And she told him, "Hey, no, because I don't. First of all, I don't need a horse that bad. Second of all, just no, I'm not that type of person. And so it wouldn't get out They paid her $250,000, which good for her. But she, mind you, she had no. I'm not trying to sue you. I'm not trying to take all you. You know, she was offended, of course, but you know, she'd rather just go work somewhere else than try to make a big stink and blah blah blah. But the legal department came to the situation, gave her $250,000. She is not bringing this story up. Her friend is at the moment. And so the woman is not being reached for comment because I guess she's done with the matter. But what I want to know is, does he have a history of this type of behavior?
I mean,
And
yeah,
is
it's
it-
never insurance
is
from
it- because this just adds to me to his toxicity. So is he one of those? Because if it's just her, okay, but if it's not, then Me Too is coming after him, which is not a good look if you're trying to buy Twitter.
Do you even think he'll go through with that Twitter thing?
I think he's just want to be seen
I think he
personally.
wants attention.
I mean, because it's not cash. He has to use his stocks just because he's rich or more wealthy than not Elon Musk, what's the other man? Jeff Bezos,
Mm-hmm.
because of the stocks. He doesn't have $80 billion in cash.
He doesn't have. He's not liquid nor mobile.
Mm-mm.
But he's got a horse.
He knows what.
No. He was going to buy her a horse because he does not have a horse.
Pony boy.
No.
We'll call him Pony Boy.
Yeah, pony boy.
Oh,
Speaking
there
of
it is.
pony and things, I got an ace of wands. So yes, yes, he has. It's gross too. Because the first thing I got is Six of Pentacles. There's a group of women who can share stories about what he has done. Here's the challenge there, Johnny. When you said that the challenge is the Three of Wands, there is a plan already brewing. I think he needs to watch for Me Too. Was it version 9.6? Yeah, the rest, and he's paid them off in the past too with the Knight of Pentacles in the past position. He's paid them off. He's offering of monies. Please don't talk about it. Actually, there's a lot of women because I also got 10 of Cups too. It's so gross. And there he is. So yeah, there's more. He's done this.
I never understand. I don't.
I just heard something.
What?
Share. Why not get an escort? She already knows what the game is. You paid her already, and I mean, why not just do that?
I guess that's the problem with these rich, powerful men that
They think everybody can. You can bend to my will because I'm rich and powerful.
That's
You
he.
can't.
that's just gross.
But a lot of women will.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I worked in the emergency room. I saw everybody fall over the doctors. Come on.
Yeah.
What was up with the horse?
The lady likes horses. She rides horses every weekend or something like that. So he knows this. So he said, if you do the extra services here on the plane, then he would buy her a horse.
I'm so done right now.
What did you hear, Adrian?
Not you'll buy me a house. You'll buy me a horse.
Buy you a pony, Mr. Ed.
That's what I called him, Pony Boy.
I heard it as clear as day, and I just pulled cards. It's either him or his legal team blame his neurodivergence.
Probably so.
They'll say, well, he doesn't mean it. He's on the spectrum.
Because his legal team is making a very blanket statement right now because it's only one person.
It is not only one person, and when he does it, he's really rash.
He's very forceful, and what they're gonna say is that's why I'm so angry. They're going to blame it on his neurodivergence.
He doesn't think, he just acts. Doesn't think. So there's been quite a few.
It's nothing to do with being on the spectrum. He is a grimy human being. Nothing to do with him being on the spectrum. And that's damaging to anybody who's neurodivergent. Yes.
What else? What you get, Becca? Did you pull?
No, because I just came.
Okay. Are there more? Start with the Empress. Yes, abundance of women, mind you. The Magician and the Eight of Eight. Let's do that. The Magician and the Eight of Strengths. The Magician and the Strength. Yeah, he has manipulation and power.
Johnny,
So
those are really pretty. I'm sorry. Are those Toro Marchetti?
yes, that's actually him right there on the Magician.
Yeah, that looks like Tiro. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what the name of these are, but you can customize them. Taro Newbie's got me these and put my name on them.
Those are beautiful.
But yeah, he manipulates because he's got the power to do so. 4 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. There might have been actually more settlements too. This is just the only one we heard of. And so somebody took something just to go away type of thing. So I think he has a Trumpian type story to where he might have a person just paying off people as he goes along.
I don't mean to get gross, but I've seen photos of him with what's her face in jail right now. That was
Ghislaine.
Mm-hmm.
I have two.
Really?
Yeah. They were real
More like
kiki ha, hey girl, hey. And of course, those miraculously came out the day he decided to open his big fat trap saying he was going to buy the picture.
that he's going to try to what?
Those pictures came out the day he said he was going to buy Twitter. It's like somebody was waiting.
Somebody see, okay, we did in a practice class we had if he was going to buy Twitter, there's some people working against him, but it's like they're not just working against him, they're trying to find little things to sort of nip at his reputation. And so maybe that's these people coming out dropping all these little stories, because this woman, I mean, she's moved on. The woman who was given the horse offer, she moved on. It's the friend of that woman who brought it back and said, hey, remember that time he harassed my friend and said he'd buy our horse? Oh my God.
I don't nipping at his reputation, Johnny. He's just a piece of crap.
Yeah.
So it's just like more like exposing him for who he is.
We just need him to have the Tucker Carlson, Mike Lindell type of thing to where when you see him, you instantly know, instead of people seeing him like Tony Stark of 2020.
He's not a Tony Stark.
Yeah, because he's just like the rest of them. They fund these operations. He hasn't built a rocket in his entire life. And so it's like, all I can do, I can pay the people who know how and then take credit. That's what Steve Jobs saying. He didn't build your iPhone. He may have had a concept and somebody else over somewhere else built it. And here you go. Look what I did. Okay. Good for you. Speaking of Mike Lynn. Okay, go ahead.
You're muted.
I didn't hit it hard enough. He did help build the Mac. I mean, he did help build the internet jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But where did you see the pictures with Ghislaine?
On the internet and on Twitter. There's pictures of him in like a tuxedo and then Ghislaine Maxwell next to him in like this little dress thing, halter top dress type thing. It's floating all over Twitter and stuff. Adrian, you're muted.
There's several as well, because there's that one that looks like it was like maybe 2000s, late night, and then there's another one that's even further back where he's got, they're real, like she's here, he's got his arm around her, he's like, hey girl.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know, if he's doing that to flight attendants and he is the way he is, you know, he was throwing money to get in on some of them young girls. I mean, that's just speculation on my part, but 2 + 2 has always equaled 4. You can't equal 10.
Becca, a broke clock is right twice a damn day.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of broke, Mike Lindell, now he's not broke, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the lady Tina Peters, who was caught up in Colorado, I believe, with the election scam, trying to basically overturn the election where she was, or votes and all that. She violated the Colorado Constitution Election Donation Act or something of that nature, whatever it's called, to where if a person is not a close friend or a family member, they can only give you a certain amount of money. That amount of money is $65. So if I wanted to give money to her because I'm not a close friend or relative, I can only give her up to $65. Mike Lindell has admitted that he is not a close friend with Tina Peters, and he has given her, he doesn't hold the exact figure, he has given her between $300,000 and $800,000. Again, the maximum that him as a non-relative and non-close friend can give her is $65. 65 whole dollars. He gave her between $300,000 and $800,000. Now, the person asking him the question said, "How much did you give?" I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $800,000. That's the way he said it. So, and he said that was a stupid question. Well, it's actually not. So, what I want to know is what is going to happen with Tina Peters now, because I believe the voting thing, she's not getting in trouble for that for some reason or another. The article I said or read said they're not pursuing some sort of charge for that, but they're calling her back into court for this because this has now come out of Mike Lindell's mouth. And this is the reason why she's being called back into court, is because he admitted he gave her money that was illegal. So is she going to get into any legal trouble for his donation?
But she broke into the voter rule, all their names and everything.
Mm-hmm. But she's not getting in trouble for that.
She's apparently, the article was saying that they can't prove that she used the information maliciously. They can prove, I guess, that she was in a place she shouldn't have been, but I guess for the case they brought against her, it was no malicious intent or malicious action.
She mad at him. You big fish-eyed fool. You should have kept your mouth shut. Ooh, you should have kept your mouth shut. Ugh. She's in legal trouble. She's going to buy her way out of it. I don't think so. They're watching her, and a word of warning, the Hierophant, the government, somebody is watching her, but I think it actually even starts off with 8 of Cups. She's in trouble. She's going to try to walk away, deflect. But she's going to use the money. She's going to buy something, buy her way out of this some way, somehow. He screwed her up, though. He screwed her up. He should have kept her mouth shut, his mouth shut. She is pissed. But no, she's gonna buy her way out of it, because the 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 3 of Wands, she's gonna buy her way out of it somehow.
Lori, what you get?
I don't know if she's going to pay her way out of it as much as tell her way out of it. Like offer up some info. Hey, I got something I can tell you here. I can pull a rabbit out of my butt. But it's drama. It sets her up against somebody else, dragging somebody else in. Like, don't pay attention to me, but somebody else did something worse. I don't know. And more legal problems here. That's what I'm getting.
These people, I can't.
Was she involved with voting machines by any chance?
Voters' information.
Yeah.
There's something about that's coming. I don't see the money for that Mike Lindell, unless that ties into it. Like, he paid her for that stuff.
I mean, they were working on that together. They just need to prove that right now.
Because there's something here about electronic machinery and the delivery of it. News coming out about that. So
will there be any thank you, Kotos. Will there be any legal ramifications that get the Judgment and the Knight of Wands? There is an action that is going to be taken, a judgment. Now, mind you, There's also the voting thing. The article I read said that there was no charges. There was no conviction or something of that nature. But thank you, Cynthia. But because the Wheel of Fortune is my technology card for me too. There is something there that has to do with the world, with the community, which that's not over. I don't know. I'll just say that there. But the Page of Cups, some emotional news. It's also some surprising emotional news about money. He is not the only one that gave her money. I think he is just the only one that gave her that much money who admitted it. And so that is also something that's going to come out in time too, because I don't know if there's going to be some sort of look into her bank records or campaign records or something of that nature, but they're going to find a lot more of the Mike Lindell influence too in her campaign. So yeah, lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. Congratulations. Speaking of dogs and fleas, Jenny Thomas. Thank you, Prairie.
Each name that comes up, we're like, oh Lord. Lord.
She has lobbied, or now has been proven to have lobbied, Arizona lawmakers to overturn the electors. So I hate to ask such a broad question. Will there be any legal ramifications for her actions in this election?
Thank you, Prairie.
When I tell you, and it took the Holy Ghost himself to hold in the stream of insults and expletives I had for that woman when you said lay down with dogs and get fleas. And I am so incredibly proud of myself for the restraint that I've and the decorum that I've held. I think her and her husband can go to hell.
I believe that saying was created on their wedding day, I do believe. And attributed to both of them. What'd you get, Lori?
I'm still going.
Okay.
Thank you, Lucky.
Thank you.
I'm getting a yes.
That's encouraging because
I'm getting a yes. She did a lot more than what people. She was working really hard at turning this over. She was part of the rally money. I got it. A definite yes. I don't think she's even. There's going to be more stuff online that comes out, more emaily stuff, where she went against the golden rule. Yeah. So yes, and yes.
That's super encouraging to hear because what do you get, Adrian?
no. I get a hell no.
I get a hell no too.
I get nah, nope, nah, nope. She good.
What cards did you get?
I mean, just put it this way: in the environment is a magician. So I mean, need I say more? Nope. She has every trick, every turn. She has got something cooked up. She's not. Sorry. I like Lori's better.
Well, I mean, there's always a margin for error, Maybe I was just.
No, I like yours better.
There's significant hesitation and doubt with this one. Like people are just like, oh, we don't want to touch that. So maybe it has to do with her husband standing in the courts. So she's got that cover, but it's like the entourage is significantly concerned and doubtful and hesitating on how to move forward with this thing. And if you look here, that's the King of Clubs. That's a man. This is the King of Hearts. This is a man.
Yep.
So I don't know if one's Trump and one's her husband, or if this is in regards to her husband, but it's like.
Because I got two. There's the King of Cups and the Four of Wands. I just picked, like, intuitively, I felt like her husband and the actual Supreme Court, the environment, they kind of want to stay away. Not because they like him, it's because they don't want to set precedent with anything with the Supreme Court, no matter how egregious, atrocious, and how awful.
Yeah, because they could give it can look proprietary, like, oh, they're doing that for political gain, even though there's a mountain of evidence that Ginny Thomas was all up in the dirt, doing all sorts of stuff. It's like, no, we don't want to touch it.
And what they're going to try to do is go like, well, that's separate. They may even create some kind of bullshit after this to say that what a spouse of a Supreme Court justice does can never have any impact, legal or whatever, on the justice system.
But it's not just that. It's like all the dirty shit that Clarence Thomas has done.
Yep.
That he hasn't recused himself, especially when the companies that his wife represents, when they go to the Supreme Court, he should have recused himself on all those cases, and he never has. So
I get yes. I get however, in the beginning,
answer better too.
I get here in the beginning though, the 9 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. This is going to take a minute because she sits very pretty with something with the 9 of Cups, almost in our reality, she sits in a really great spot. With the 9 of Cups, she has things, she has what she needs. She looks like she's in a position of power because she's abundant. Her wishes and desires have been met, type thing. In our reality, the 7 of Pentacles is something rooted. This takes a minute. This takes time. There's a gestation period. Something has to mature. So there's also the saying, I forget where I heard this from, this ain't for me though. There's a difference between buried and planted. So in particular case, this stuff is not buried to where she just got rid of it. The 9 of Cups, I also call the wishful thinking. These are the things you want, not the things you have always. And so with the 4 of Swords, it goes away. There's a rest for it though, with the 4 of Swords. The 3 swords hang from the wall. There's 1 by his side, which means he's not done. He has to pick that up. Once you get your rest and your relaxation, it is over and done with. You got to keep marching. There's something else that is still coming. The Page of Cups, maybe even out of nowhere. And also with the Page of Cups, there could be some emotional, naive people, like the goofy boys and the people that she helped. Because like Lori said, she is more involved in this than just Arizona. She has the tentacles. They went everywhere. So she has reach. So and then it ends in the Knight of Wands. So that's my yes. There is an action that is going to be taken. Now, does this mean she's going to Alcatraz? No. But that does mean that the legal ramifications are not done. They're just not here yet.
I'm wondering if it'll be more of a state thing and not federal, not DOJ, but maybe states. Maybe. Yeah.
These people, Jesus.
I don't see what's his face, Merrick Garland, wanting to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson. Okay. He's everybody on who's anti-Tucker is saying basically you are the reason for the mass shooting and so forth because of your rhetoric. So what I want to know, because the longer and longer these type of things get blamed on you, the worse and worse. Am I about to say that? I guess I am. It doesn't make much sense. I'm going to say it anyway. The worse and worse Fox News looks. I mean, you can't look any worse to me, but, maybe there's a few people who have at least 3 or 4 brain cells that aren't tainted with the MAGA that are watching it and saying, you know what, he's a little too extremist. He's a little too this, or he's gone a little too far, or so forth and so forth. Will he get any blowback from Fox News as a company? Fox Noise as a company. All the dictators like him, which says a whole lot about you.
Yeah, they were over in where'd they take the CPAC over to Turkey or Hungary? Hungary.
Hungary has their whole that whole movement that's very, very strong right now.
And Orban was talking about him at CPAC, saying that he was a fine gentleman. And
I
then,
wonder,
go ahead.
you know how Fox News has paid all these settlements for crap that they put out? I wonder, out of all of their primetime people, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, because she is vile too. I wonder which one of them takes the cake for having caused the most settlements out of everybody. You see what I'm saying? Like how much they've paid out because of Tucker Carlson, how much they've paid out because of Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham, and down the line.
Probably Tucker Carlson, because there's a change that's coming at the base of this with the death card. But here's what's interesting, though. It's going to be financial, but it's not like he loses his job. It may even be like he may have to, because it ends with the Three of Pentacles. It may even be in the Fool. It may even be like he has to pay. They won't cover his legal fees when he gets sued, or he's going to have to pay part of it. Like, it's going to be financial. It's not, but there's still, he brings in too much money. They still love him too much. He is the only thing that can incite their base the way that he does. Is they still, Laura Ingram's still a woman. She says they're crazy, but she's still a woman. We know how they feel about women. Sean Hannity has been tainted by their own. It's Tucker has this hold. So whatever it is, whatever change is coming, it's going to be financial. Here's the thing too. They've warned him though before with the Two of Wands. They've told him in the past. They've already kind of set this something up. They're like, there's almost like a Tucker clause, Tucker Carlson clause. Look, buddy, next BS that comes out of your mouth that causes something, you're going to have to pay part of the legal fees, or we won't financially cover X anymore. So I think it's going to be financial in that aspect. But I don't see, it's all positive. He's still their messenger. That's the thing. King of Swords, Knight of Wands, he's still the messenger. He's still the person who can say the gift of gab and incite blank.
Mm-hmm. Becca, what you get?
No, he's a loved and celebrated, admired celebrity. He's their, what do you call it? He's their money cow. Like, they're not gonna, no. No. Make me the devil and I'll handle it, Johnny.
Give me the real hordes.
Yeah.
What did you get, Lori?
I think there is a lawsuit coming. I think there's a big lawsuit coming. And it comes very, very quickly, and it's a big one. It's really, really big.
Hey, Lori, is it from the families?
I don't have a family card here. I can just see a very big lawsuit, which causes a lot of regret and pain. And then it comes to money. So I don't know if he'll actually get cut, but it's going to cost money.
Because I was hearing that the families either come together or one of the families directly blames him.
They need to.
But the thing is, it's like they just give themselves enough wiggle room to have plausible deniability. And then when they're in court, well, nobody would listen to anything Tucker Carlson says. Everybody knows he's a liar and it's just entertainment. That's always their defense in court. So it's like they have just enough wiggle room to where he can go and scream fire in the middle of a movie theater and then just be like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. You know,
I have this feeling with this one, they're going to be able to dotted line this one back.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I don't think we'd get the tower if it was minor.
Yeah, I have this gut feeling that they're going to be able to, like, He said on Tuesday at 4:59:59, April 14th, we have got to fight back and take our blank, and they're going to be able to, and there's going to be something in that dude's manifesto that's going to tie. Tucker said this at this time, and that's what incited it.
Because if you continue to repeat the same messaging,
He will.
and all this type of stuff, and you say fight back, and then this extremist, this terrorist said fight back, and then this person on their Facebook page had the same message, and then this one on their Twitter had the same message, that one in its private website had the same message, this one's got text messages to all of the crazy people with the same message. They're going to tie you all together eventually. Like you have enough firepower, enough Fox News lawyer money power behind you to where your consequence may not be the rest or the same as the rest of them, but it'll catch up to you. I got the Wheel of Fortune first card, fate, destiny. This is what I was feeling with the Jenny Thomas thing. It's like in our reality, she looks fine, but in the wheel of karma, there's a whole different thing. Life has a way of happening whether you like it or not. But there's also something to do with money, fortunes. There's and then the hermit. I think this is an advertising thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. Sorry.
You can get maybe the Trump coin or something might advertise, but if you're trying to continue to get like Kellogg and Nabisco and all these type of things, who are not necessarily supporting his message, they're there for the eyes. I'm just going where the eyes are. So if a bunch of people are watching it, let me advertise here. But there's something wrong in his advertising, I think, because it affects personal money with the Magician and the Nine of Pentacles. And as far as like him getting taken off the air or anything like that, no, because he's in the position with the Five of Swords to where he can be gross, he can be the bully, he can get away with it right now. Yes, it's not necessarily in our carnal nature. We want something to hurt those who hurt, you know, if we're looking for blood in the water, that's what we want. His consequence, just kind of like Donald Trump, is probably more on a spiritual nature. We don't see the torment that goes through their head or the connection they have or don't have, the blessings that they have or don't have, the people that they have in their life or don't have. But you know, it's not our duty to punish a person spiritually. We just sit back and watch. And if the fates allow it, we get to point and laugh. And if not, then, because like Donald Trump just had to pay Letitia James with $110,000 or something like that. Okay, I'll take that. I mean, I know it's little, it's minor, it's extremely minor considering what he's done, but I'm still going to take it. Ha ha ha. Now, okay, you know what? Speaking of him, there's an idiot in Oklahoma who wants June 14th to become, we'll get petty here, June 14th to become National Donald Trump Day because it's his birthday. Will that be a thing? Will that be a thing?
It's called President's Day, dumbass. Who's the president?
Oh my heavens.
Will that be a thing?
I'm sorry. I'm going to hell.
Donald Trump.
Take this
said-
card with you because it is
I'm
petty.
going to hell. Because I've always said I'm real superficial, and I've said I like paid days off from work. So let there be a National KKK Day, and I will put on some white sheets and take my day off.
Oh, come on.
So it's National Donald Trump Day gives me a paid day. Y'all, I'm kidding. Don't come for me in the comments. Kidding. Calm down, y'all. We have read
National Diarrhea Day, exactly.
Yes.
That's Flag Day. Oh, that's insulting.
I was just thinking that inside my head too. Like, you know, eventually when he gets tickets to the park, everybody's going to go leave a nice little bag of something they picked up from their dog right on his instead of flowers.
Mm-hmm. I forget the man's name. Did I write it down?
You've got to be.
No, I didn't. Oh, yeah. Oklahoma State Senator I don't know how to say his last name. I'm going to pronounce it Dam because that's funnier. But it's Dahm. It's probably Dom, but I'm going to call it Dam.
Everyone in the chat is saying that's Flag Day.
Yeah, June 14th. He wants senator, or it's a state senator, so it's not a federal senator. State senator, Oklahoma State Senator Dam wants June 14th to be National Donald Trump Day.
I gotta know. There's somebody here that's doing this for their own fame and reputation, who is a chronic liar, who's just stirring the pot. But that's a no. There's his reputation, his honors as a liar, criticism, bullying, repetition. He's just doing it for his own image. You know, I guess that's what they're all doing, trying to out Trump each other. You know, who's the most Trumpiest of all?
Where'd you get, Adrian?
Every damn yes card in the deck. I mean, I know Lori. So I want to recuse myself from this reading. So, oh God. I mean, it started off with the victory card, the 6 of Wands, the Sun, freaking Ace of Swords. Oh God. Okay. Here's what I think. What the cards are telling me is it starts off very strong, and this has legs, unfortunately. However, at the end, it's oh, thank God. I just need to pull some clarifiers. They're going to try to get really close. There's somebody too on the inside with the Magician card that's going to try to help pull this, but at the end of the day, juggling, no, they're not going to be able to pull it through. And that's how I'm going to choose to read this, and not all of every single yes card in a damn deck showing up in this reading. I'm done. Done.
What state is he from?
Oklahoma.
Okay, and that's their Governor Stitt, right?
Yeah, their governor is Stitt. His name is something Dom.
Stitt and Dom, like Ren and Stumpy or something.
Yes.
Stitt and Dom. I got yes cards too, but the one saving grace is that they might meet up with some other people, might try to. It's like maybe there's a pack of people that will just call it Trump Day, and they'll all fly their flags on the boats down here and everything. But I don't think it gets made into like a regular national, but boy, they're trying really hard. It goes somewhere before I think it meets up with it.
That's what I was getting to. It was like and it wasn't just yes cards. It was in every critical position, like the here and now, the environment. It was all of the yeses. It started off with I was like, oh Lord Jesus.
Maybe they'll just name a bunch of public restrooms like porta potties after him or something, you know?
Because he does have, some connections in Washington. He did send it, so it may come up for a vote if you don't get enough people supporting it. So it has left Oklahoma and is on its way to DC type thing. I get a bunch of positive cards as well too. This one kind of made me laugh because it's two fools kissing, and so it's basically Donald Trump, the fool, and all of his supporters. But I get no. This is open ended. This is ultimately no. This is not going to be a law. This can be a thing that you keep in your culture type thing. So the MAGA culture can have a Donald Trump Day. The rest of us, it'll be Flag Day, like it's supposed to be, or Wednesday, or whatever.
The rest of us will just look at them and be like, God, how sad that these people are proudly letting the world know what a bunch of idiots they are. Like, we can't pass voting rights laws. We can't codify Roe v. Wade, but let's name a national holiday after a man that led an insurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're going to do it. Somebody's doing it somewhere.
Yeah. It's freaking sad. Like,
speaking of doing it and sad, or sadly doing it.
My personal life in this internet's like that, Johnny. That's
well. This one you don't want to claim. Speaking of sad and doing it, Alex Jones
Oh my God, Johnny.
Pause for the cause because I have to read it. I have to read it. I have to read it. We share a planet with these people. I just want to keep that out there just so you understand. We're all here together and we share. Alex Jones says the globalists are putting a chemical in the liners of soft drink cans that is causing the penises of men to shrink. There's more, but I just want to let that mellow in the toilet bowl for a moment, if you will.
Trying their balls. Now they're gonna stop drinking soda because it's shrinking their penises.
They already didn't get COVID vaccines because they said it was going to disrupt their manhood. Now they're going to stop drinking soda.
And they broke their dicks. Because COVID like affects your vascular system. You just broke your dick.
I repeat, Alex Jones, mind you, this is
God.
the can of garbage that you just shake and see what comes out. Alex Jones says that the globalists are putting a chemical in the liners of soft drink cans that are causing men's penises to shrink. That is why that genitals, I don't care if you're white or black, he says, or black or white, he says. I don't care if you're black or white, are a third of the size they used to be from a male in 1960s. And the sperm count has gone down by 96%. We share a planet with these people.
Oh hell, those rednecks won't be drink their Mountain Dews no more.
I mean, okay, like I think we were reading about this on text, Johnny, and I was like, just because Alex Jones suffers from a daily case of whiskey dick does not mean that every man's penis.
Oh.
I think we were only so lucky. Maybe we wouldn't need laws against abortions because men would no longer have penises.
There
Okay.
you go.
I think the girl cries out a little too loudly. I think she probably should just, like, you know what I'm saying?
He told on himself. But here's my thing.
I haven't seen my dick in 10 years, but
it may also have something to do with this protruding stomach you got too. So
I was thinking it has nothing to do with the dick dew disease. It's because you drink Mountain Dew and you think that it shrink your glockenspiel.
That's the new condition, dickety doo. The Mountain Dew shrinks it. He said it's a third of the size from people from 1960s than it is now. So what I want to know, believe it or not, that the question is kind of roundaboutish. Where did this come from? Did he pull it?
It was true.
I was not. Oh dear. That would be InfoWars for sure.
I have never been so grateful to be wrong in my life. Oh, Lord,
I want to know where it come from. Did he pull this out of his behind, or is this the thing out there? Like, okay. Let me tie it together. Oh, Jesus Christian. So I have a shirt that I wore for Halloween that says birds are fake. That's a real thing. I didn't know that. I didn't know that there. If you look it up, there's people out there who say that birds are governmental spy
but get this,
mechanisms.
on their website, that conspiracy that it's only the birds in America, as if birds don't migrate to Canada or only the birds in America are not real. They're actually robots that are spying on us.
And I'm like, I bought the shirt because it popped in my head that this would be a funny thing to say. I was going to have a shirt made and all that. And then I Googled it. I was on Amazon and Etsy to see if it was an actual shirt out there with that on it. And there was. I'm like, oh, I'll just buy the shirt. I ain't got to go have one made. And I'm like, it was part of my conspiracy theory costume. But no, there's an actual thing where people believe that birds are fake. And I'm like, okay. And so what I want to know is this a thing where they're like anti-soda now? Or did he just pull that out of his behind because he needs content? Oh, Jesus.
So
Help us, Jesus. Help us. Please help us.
where did he get it?
Mercy. I just can't do it. I know the age of Aquarius, and they're the small, insignificant men feel threatened, but good God.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Okay. Remember
He has no more content. He made this shiggity up. He created it, came out of his, because he ain't got nothing else to say right now. Nothing else to say. He's feeling sad because his name hasn't been in the news lately. He needs a little something to get some more attention. He made this up.
Lord Jesus.
And also there's some money behind this too.
So does that mean that they're no longer tanning their balls? Like,
Yeah, Tucker Carlson told you to go nuke yourself.
I mean, what is it? Like, and what's the obsession with their penises, man? Like,
Sad.
are you that bored? Are you?
They ain't seen it since 1960.
They haven't.
Apparently.
This is wild.
Oh gosh.
And they think women are the lesser species. Okay.
I mean,
Can't he get into a lawsuit for this?
I guess if he didn't name anybody, then Coke can't come after you because you didn't say Coke, you just said soda. And he blamed the globalist. He didn't blame, I don't know who globalist is. Maybe if you listen to his thing, he breaks it down. I don't know. But, oh.
Mm-mm.
I get he made it up.
Mm-hmm.
He made that shit up.
I get that what he said is the results of his aging. So, yeah, he made it up, but you know, your dick is probably smaller.
It won't go this way no more. It's just
Getting under like 800 pounds of, you know, fatness. Yeah, it's like a wet noodle, a small wet noodle, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter. And he's over there trying to tug it. Why is it broken? Why is it broken? Oh, Lord.
Oh, mercy Jesus. I said, help us, and you ain't did it yet. I want to know.
How many men will stop drinking soda, do you think? How many?
I mean, but
I'm curious when you start talking penises now. They'll stop drinking that
but
stuff.
here's the thing, Lori.
Yeah.
The only thing drinking an excessive amount of soda is going to do is give you maybe diabetes. But if you're, you know, if your dick is malfunctioning, I wouldn't necessarily blame the soda so much as the freaking 12 packs of beer you just drank.
Or steroids that you take, or I don't know, the high blood pressure medicine or anything else that causes impotence or low.
Because you need the blood flow, and you probably got high cholesterol and all this other type. So, I mean,
yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Mind you, he was not talking about erections. He said the size is different this era than it was in the 1960s. It's a third of the size.
Maybe he's doing it so that he can come up with one of those new snake. You know how he sells those bullshit supplements?
Oh, because my outcome card was the Ace of Pentacles. This has something to do with money. There's
Supplements.
There you go.
Supplements.
There you go.
Okay, so he made it up. The 4 swords and the 4 pentacles, and I think it's a little more personal. Mm-hmm. This is personal information. This is not wisdom he gained from the underworld. This is personal information. This is you told yourself. This is personal information. This is personal information. No. But it has something to do with maybe losing profit in something. So he may be looking for another rift of some sort. Maybe just because this ain't got nothing to do with the actual content. He wants something. Lord Jesus. Okay. George Bush.
Oh, I've been wanting to read on this mother sucker.
he recently gave a speech where he condemned the war in Iraq, and he meant to say Ukraine.
Did he forget he was the commander in chief?
So,
Let's back up though, because it was very poignant what he said. And let's mind you, he said the fact that one man can propagate an entire conspiracy theory when there was no proof to what was said, like that happened in Iraq. I mean, Ukraine. Oh, fuck it, I said Iraq. But literally,
And then he tried to backtrack it like, oh, that was in the 70s. Haha. It's like,
yeah,
okay, I'm gonna set this one out because I'm very biased on this one.
what I want to know though was that self-condemnation slip, or was it an accident? Is there something in him that really does feel bad about the war in Iraq and it came out this way, or was this a slip, just an accident?
I'll tell you my conspiracy theory.
Because the first thing I thought too, Lenny, this is a Freudian slip. Your spirit meant to say that, your mouth didn't. But I might influence my card. So let me see. What was it? I'll let it pop out then. I'll let the card pop out. Was it an accident? You don't want to come out here. Okay, then we'll just pull out the top. That's interesting. Okay.
What'd you get, Lori? You're muted, by the way.
I've got a little bit of a mixed bag. He does have some bad feelings about what happened in Iraq. He does have some, because that's at the root. I think he feels guilty about it. It was defensive. I think he was guilty.
They should.
Yeah.
You lied us into a 20-something-year war.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you don't ever sleep well at night ever again.
Adrian, what you get?
5 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. I'm getting in the past. He feels bad. There's a bit of a out in the cold feeling about something that the 2 of Wands, the plan that he tried to set. The rest of this says hell no, though. That's just a little small bit of him feeling bad. The rest is all Pentacles money. I think he was betrayed. He feels betrayed by somebody else, which is why he said it. Because look at what he said. One man starting a whatever, which is why I went back and said, is nobody paying attention to what he said? Because we all know, and I saw somebody in the comments say this, Cheney was the one really running that shit. I don't think that was a gaffe, me personally. But he's heartbroken. There's some heartbreak here, a betrayal here by somebody else. And it's reflective. He's looked, there's been 20 years. He's looking back and going, you know what? I should have worked harder to set a different plan with the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. I should have done something, especially plans for overseas too with the 3 of Wands. I should have done something differently, but I wouldn't say it is more of a heartfelt, I feel really sad for the people. I hate the way that played out because I was screwed. There's still a lot
That's why he was defensive.
That's why he's defensive. Yep.
This in particular deck, I think his spirit meant to say it. his mouth didn't. I don't think. I got the Emperor here. This is the Sun card, but the Emperor's on the Sun card in this deck. And some light was being shown upon the leader. He's whoever's to blame, you're the commander in chief. This is why people are blaming Biden for inflation and COVID surges. None of this happened under him, but you're in the chair now. But speaking of the chair, in the Emperor's chair is the Fool. So I think his brain probably did not want this to come out this way, but his spirit meant to say it because he carries this around. And so, as you should. So,
It's the way he shrugged it off, too. I 100% agree with you, Johnny, because he was just like, I said it.
yeah.
Came out.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Kathy Barnett was running for Senate here in Pennsylvania, along with Oz and Smalls, or whatever that guy's name was. She's not in. Oz and Smalls are dueling it out right now. Even still right now, they're still doing count everything, don't count, count everything, don't count. They're doing that thing right now. Got lawyers involved, the whole bit. Kathy Barnett, who looks African Americans, she went to the January 6th tourist party and said that she was marching because it's her right to assemble and so forth and so forth. She was not marching with the Proud Boys, is what she said, because that's what she's being accused of. Now, mind you, like the rest of them, she's on tape. There's a photograph. There's a video of you marching. You're running for Senate, and you're out marching with the riot. So she is saying that no, she was not. First she said she wasn't there, and then she said yes, she was there, but she was not marching with the Proud Boys. She was there to exercise her right to assemble. So I just want to know, basic, was she there just to assemble, or was she with the Proud Boys? Because this is going to get her into some legal trouble, because she is not going to be the senator, because she's out. She got 10 votes or something, but she's out. The sad part is all three of them running for Senate are Trump MAGA people.
Okay, so can you repeat the question?
Was she there just to march, or was she there with the Proud Boys?
Okay.
I really struggle with stuff like this, because it's like you have people of color and minorities aligning themselves with white nationalist parties to, I guess, achieve your agenda. But here's the thing. If you're a white nationalist, you don't get to pick and choose who you're going to hate. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the white kids that were marching in, was it Virginia? The Jews were
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
No, that was the Tiki Torch people in Charlotte.
Yeah, the Tiki Torch people. The Jews will not replace us, but your dear leader's daughter and her husband are Jews. Why are you excluding them? Like, I mean, if you're going to be hateful, be equally hateful. Don't cherry pick.
But Becca, you're trying to make sense out of something that doesn't make sense.
Somebody make it make sense, Adrian, because it's like you would think. Or like the guy that leads, the one that just got arrested, not Stewie Rhodes, the other guy.
Mm-hmm, the Enrique something.
Afro-Cuban American. What they all hate. You're black and you're an immigrant. But yet an entire movement of supremacists. Somebody make it make sense, please.
Because there is a group of us in the dark-skinned communities that are not part of the
dark-skinned communities. Not all kinfolk.
No, we know who you are. You know, you call them the Uncle Toms. We don't ever. Well, sometimes we do call them that sometimes, but we just basically know they're not one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Clarence Thomas is not a black man.
No.
He just looks like one on the outside. All this in here is something else. I won't even go into what it is, but it ain't none of us. Now, the sad part about it is when you look at people like him and you look at people like me, the same people hate you, hate me.
Do you
And
see
so that's the part that makes us upset, is because you go to the party, and pardon me, I'm gonna use this word one time. You go to the party and you hang around all the people that you know hate you, and they call you a nigger in the corner. And they'll call you one to your face because they know you're not going to do anything about it.
Exactly.
And then you come over where we are and we don't recognize you because you look and you smell like them. And so, no, he ain't a part of us. This woman ain't either. The Stacey Dashes, all these type of people.
what's her name on
We're at the cookout. That's how we call it. That's what we say.
what's her name? Candace Owens. That's another one that's vile. Like
She hates herself. Though. That's she's
I think they all do though.
yeah.
I don't get it.
That's what
Somebody
it
make it
says.
make sense.
They all do. They all hate themselves. They rebuke the pigment in their skin. They rebuke. It is not, let's be deep for a second. It's not the pigment in the skin that they hate so much. They hate what comes with the pigment in their skin. They hate how they're treated because of the pigment in their skin. And they wish so badly to disassociate. Not from, it looks like from the pigment of their skin, but really they're wanting to disassociate with is how they're treated.
It's Florida's Byron Donalds too.
Mm-hmm.
He's another real trick.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Scott, there's another one.
I was about to say Tim Scott too, Becca. I saw him on TV shucking and jiving the other night.
I don't understand. I don't understand not only from the people of color that are doing it, but the white supremacists that are like, you know what, we hate everybody except you and you and you.
Because
I get it, because they can help them achieve their agenda.
It also helps them to justify that they're not a white supremacist, because they can say, I'm not that hateful because look who I associate.
I like Ivanka. I'm not anti-Semitic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Meanwhile, you got tiki torches. Jews will not replace us, but we're not anti-Semitic. You just said, okay. Anyways, I'll shut up now. Sorry.
So did she? Well, tell me what you got. Did she go there on accident or?
She had knowledge of the weapons in the attack. There's your knowledge. There's the fighting in the attack, and then there's your something sudden. And I asked specifically, was she marching with the stupid people? And that's what came out. So I would take that as a yes, even though there's two negatives. It's when you read it across, it says she knew about the weapons in the attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Lori, what'd you get?
Yep. She knew she was with the militia.
Mm-hmm. Adrian, what'd you get?
Ace of Wands, 5 of Swords, Page of Wands, as I specifically said, show me the pages, not knights, show me pages. If she went them ruckus boys, that's the first card that came out. So yes. Plans to start a new plan to be deceitful, win at all costs, with the 5 of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So yes.
So yeah, I get yes, she was with them, Ace of Swords, and she's also part of some sort of coalition that pays. She got a lot of money for it. So, or she either invests a lot of money in it, something of that nature. But yes, she was there with the Proud Boys, not just because she was proud of Trump. And mind you, it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but you were still there. So, I mean, let's be. You weren't looking for, Taylor Swift tickets. You were there trying to overturn an election. You crazy lady. It's like, okay, so another one here in Pennsylvania. Since Cawthorn was a Trump candidate, and Trump candidates don't do very well, except this one, Dr. Oz right now is in the lead by a couple hundred, so that's why they're still down to the wire type thing.
I'm surprised.
Me too. So what I want to know is, will the GOP, since they railed against Cawthorn, Cawthorn's a little different. He did tell all their business, and so they had an agenda against him. But Dr. Oz here in Pennsylvania is not popular among the hierarchy of Republicans. It's the voters that do like him because he's a celebrity, probably. But the people who are the movers and shakers in the Republican world do not like Dr. Oz, all of the hierarchy of the Republican Party. And so will the GOP, as federal, national GOP, support Dr. Oz? Because Mitch McConnell did not support Cawthorn and all of those people. So will they support Dr. Oz should Dr. Oz get in? Oprah is a bad judge of character. So Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz.
Gail King.
Yeah. Ooh, hush. She gives me a reaction, and I'm not going there. Jesus, I can't. That Lisa Leslie thing ruined her for me completely. Anyway, see where I was going there. Dr. Will they support it? Interesting. I got every note card I can possibly get. Lori, what you get?
Some of the funding won't be there. I don't think they think he's the right fit. They like somebody else.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to brass tacks, they might, but there's real problems with him. They're concerned.
Yeah.
Who's concerned? The DNC or voters? Voters?
The GOP. We asked if the GOP, Mitch McConnell's the hard
Those people.
Will they support Dr. Oz? Will they root for him?
Very stressed and concerned about him with the strength. These are two clarifier cards I pulled with the strength of the Nine of Swords. They've got like reservation about him. I agree with you, Lori, on that. I don't think they will. I think you started off, Lori, something about funding, right?
Funding. Yeah, the money. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's got weird money stuff with Turkey, or I don't know what's going on.
Because I got the Page of Pentacles is how I start. There's like bad news, and then the Nine of Pentacles too. So they're like, either he's gonna have money trouble, or they're like not quite sure how he's getting the money, and they're like concerned about that. That could be what's causing the stress and anxiety, because they're like, how is this happening? We're confused. There is somebody you're right, that they like better. The question though is, will they hold on to that person and abandon him for Oz if Oz ends up getting there? Because the challenge is the Three of Cups. Or will they abandon Oz altogether and go with who they want? But there is somebody else, Lori, I'm with you on that one, that they want. They don't want to, but money talks is what I'm getting.
Yeah, and somebody's saying in the chat, I heard a couple people say, "Oh, he's weird now," But no, when you're that way, when you're MAGA, you were that way. You just didn't show it. You just faked. You faked out Oprah because she could help you, and so you just don't show it. You have hatred in you.
Because let's make the distinction. There is a distinction, believe it or not, between MAGA and Republican.
Yep.
It's not the same thing. It's even a distinction between Republican and conservative. So these people are far and removed away from the Mitt Romneys and the Kensingers and those people. Those people are Republican or conservative or religious right or whatever you want to call it. MAGA is a whole different kind of mindset. That's the new Confederate, basically. So
But I wonder how many actually hold the MAGA ideology and are not just paying lip service to their stupid base just to get
He is, because he's the BS artist.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's still in him.
Mhm.
He did Oprah Winfrey dirty. I mean, I love Oprah, and it's like, girl, stop promoting people, because everybody you've promoted has turned out to be a piece of work. Like, you know, I get there's, because I asked about the DNC, if the DNC would support him, and there's a woman right in the middle of the read. So I don't know if this is the person that leads the DNC that's a woman or what, but it's not the choice, but they'll go with it, if that makes sense, because this is not a trustworthy person. She's a liar. She's two-faced. She appears one way to your face, but really she's this. So that's how I screwed up the question. I'm sorry.
But I will tie that in. To secure the House or the Senate, they do feel here in Pennsylvania Dr. Oz is easier for Fetterman to beat than the other guy, whatever his name was. Because Dr. Oz is flashy. He is he's a lip service person. He says the right things. He appears competent because he's not like the failed businessman. He's a doctor, not just a doctor. He's a competent doctor. That I can attribute to him. He actually is. And so he comes out and he does the supreme butt kissing in the debate. All of them. I mean, you could have sworn Donald Trump donated blood to save their life. They were just so. Donald Trump is a great person. And they ask you, hey, Dr. Oz, you don't even live in Pennsylvania. Oh, well, you know, Donald Trump is. Well, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, it's like he doesn't even answer the questions, right?
Jesus Christian. He lives in his scrotum. That's where he lives. Anyway, I got no and no and no 3 of Swords and no 5 of Pentacles and no 10 of Wands. But no, however, it doesn't mean he's going away. It just means that there will be a fight for balance. Last question.
At the end of the day, all that Mitch McConnell cares about is power. He doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Herschel Walker. Do you think that's their first choice? No, it's a number and a seat to let what's his face do whatever the hell he wants in the Senate and run the country. You know, so
Digital World Acquisition. Those who are purchasing Truth Social, Donald Trump's social media platform, had to inform their investors that Donald Trump is a failed businessman. That
we're just out to bring this out.
They had to say, because you have to be truthful with people putting their money in, that he's, Trump steaks, Trump hotels, Trump airline, Trump water, Trump magazine, Trump University, Ivanka Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Barron Trump, Melania Trump. They've all failed or been bankrupt at some point. And so the Taj Mahal. So what I want to know is Digital World Acquisition. Can they turn Truth Social around, or is this going to tank for them too? Because if you know he's a failed businessman, why are you doing business with him? But okay. Because that's what Lori was saying earlier. Part of the deal is he has to use it more. You have to be present on Truth Social, so that people know, okay, he's here. Let's flock to everything he says and so forth.
It's going to be a hard road. The truth that came out about the money, about the bad business deals and venture, they're going to try to manipulate as much as they can, but you can't. I love that. It's the sort of truth that is their challenge. It's not going to. No, and actually the funny thing is the world was in the past. It was done before it even really got kicked off, because it's the outcome is the burden. It was dead before it even really got going good. So no.
Becca, what you get?
No, nobody knows how to turn it around. There's your answers, there's your confusion, and there's the knowledge or the project. No, it's
What you get, Lori?
Well, the investors have already lost gobs of money. I mean, it's just been a ton, a total, just they've already lost. They're going to try to recoup though. And a little bit further down the line, they're going to be just like, the big gossip mongers. They're just going to try to go for the young MAGA, the stupid. And I don't know how oligarch money is into this digital, whatever it's called. I'm not quite sure where all they're getting their money, but they're going to pour a lot into it. They're going to try. It takes a long time, but they're going to try. I don't know if it'll actually be successful. I didn't get a successful card at the top. So.
No, I get the Knight of Wands progression meets the conflict with the Five of Wands. I also don't really think that it needs to turn around. If you look at for investors and money, yes, but for manipulation and abusive messaging, then they're hitting their mark. Because as long as I can keep you brainwashed with, let's start a war, let's be civil war, let's be stupid, let's go storm your land. That's pretty much all we really need. Just to be bullies and to defeat our enemy type thing. So that part, they kind of have nailed them. Financially, this is a nightmare. And it centers around the family businessman. So it's...
Were they charging people? You can go to Twitter, Instagram.
You can go to Getter and Parlay.
And you're going to charge people to go on your crap social media platform that wasn't even launched and couldn't even open the first day that it was. Like, you're charging people for a product that's not even working.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that's really something. It may, I don't know, somebody's going to propaganda, somebody's going to breathe something into it here. But I got a whole bunch of negative cards first.
Well, it's buffering, they say. Well, that's all we had anyhow. So we can all go to our separate corners and eat something fantastic. So thank you all for coming out. And we will be on the channel of the Lynn of the Gin Variety next week. And Tuesday, I'll see y'all at 7 for those who choose to attend for the birthday stream. I'll see y'all later.
Extravaganza. Bye.